Every time we touch.
Hi guys, welcome to
Jummy and
my belly.
Mabelli. Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Jummy. This is Mabelli.
My belly. Chummy, my belly.
Let me fix my shirt.
It's the name of our bellies because we like eating.
We eat a lot.
We love
to eat. Today's topic. Interesting.
How did we get married?
How did we circumvent the system? We did actually. It was pretty rough. I guess we received a few questions about how we were able to work around the divorce laws of the Philippines. Sorry if I'm looking down. We had a few questions about how we were able to get married without going through the annulment process of the Philippines.
Yeah, before that, I want to give shout out to the pro-divorce group in the Philippines. Yes to divorce. Hashtag yes to divorce in the Philippines. Others are hashtag reinstitute divorce in the Philippines. They say, they're telling me that there are history of that the Philippines has actually divorced before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I haven't read the history yet, sent to me by some of the group members, so we will get into there. So
yeah, if you want any knowledge about pro or non-pro divorce, jump on some of these sites, some of these groups. A lot of very passionate people, great stories. They have wonderful personal life stories to tell, and they're not shy by telling it at all. So jump on there if you have any questions about it at all. I think it's great. It's awesome.
yeah, so let's start. You got divorced, I got divorced, so we're allowed to get married.
Kinda. So we did get divorced. Mine was American divorce. Yours was in Japan. Each country's a little different. In Japan, for you, it was simple to go to the city court hall or city hall. City hall. Did you have to go where you got married at, or does it matter?
It doesn't matter. Anyway, we will get the story short for that. Since we are planning of marrying each other, I was a permanent in Japan, but then he hasn't met my family, and I think he wanted to propose in front of my parents or in front of my family. So it's not the only reason why I went back to the Philippines. I thought I'm done in Japan and I'll just wait for him there. But I don't know when will you propose. I didn't know that. So I went back there because he told me that he will go to visit me there or to meet my family. So there.
Yep, from Japan to the Philippines.
To the Philippines.
And then I came over, visited. I popped a question. I was able to actually get everybody together. I was able to get everybody in the family as much as possible together, minus Jet Boy. Jet Boy coming after you.
Okay.
But anyways, we're getting off tangent here. Yeah. So after the proposal in the Philippines, yep.
We went back.
I came back to the States, and then you went back to Japan.
Before he proposed to me, I went to Singapore because he thought he found some stuff that we can.
Was it before or after?
No, I went in Singapore for my birthday.
Yep. So I went to Singapore. One of the things that I was researching because of the annulment process in the Philippines and how expensive and lengthy it is, one of the avenues that I looked at was Singapore, because the travel to there for me was easy. It was simple for her because she had family there as well, so there was accommodations that were a little bit cheaper, even though Singapore's expensive. I was looking up ways to solemnize marriage in Singapore, so I'd actually started the whole process. Everything's done at you can look it up. I think it's sing.rom. I'll put the link in the description for where you can get all the paperwork and basically do it almost all online. We're this close to having it set up. One of the requirements is one of the parties must be in the country for 15 consecutive days. So, Mabel went to Singapore, hung out with one of my friends and her mother, or not her mother, one of my friends and
My aunt.
your auntie.
Auntie Eden.
Hey. Stayed there, and so the 15 consecutive days that I was in touch with one of the solemnizers. It's hard for me to say that word. Solemnizers.
The solemnizing officer.
Yes, I had set up a solemnizing officer, and we were going to do a cheap style setup because Singapore, if you haven't watched Crazy Rich Asians, it's pretty interesting. You can tell that Singapore is huge and expensive. So there was a really awesome venue there. I was like, hey, how much is this one? Like, oh, that one's $4,000 an hour. I was like, okay, how much for a table? And I just want to set it by a bush. So that's who we were going to go with something really simple.
Yeah.
It was just going to be the solemnizer, a table for signing the documents, me, you,
like
and
wedding
a
in
witness.
the park.
Yeah, basically it's going to be wedding in a public park.
Yeah,
Didn't cost anything.
They said it's allowed to wed in the park. You can choose any park there.
The only issue that we were running into, I was really close to buying a plane ticket and going there. The issue that we ran into was having to submit a duly authenticated
I need to
marriage.
go to the Philippine embassy and get a permit or singleness or anything.
Yeah, a report of singleness, basically
Yes.
a marriage eligibility form that has
Yes.
to be duly authenticated from the Philippines embassy.
Yeah, but
and being still not going through the annulment process or the foreign divorce process in the Philippines meant that we couldn't get that document. So Singapore wasn't going to happen.
I am divorced in Japan with my ex-Japanese husband, and then getting the recognition of divorce in the Philippines, it has need to go through some judicial recognition. Before the recognition of divorce get proven in the Philippines, or before I get judicial recognition, I need to hire a lawyer for that divorce. And just hiring a lawyer, I have to pay the lowest before is 250,000, and that's excluding acceptance fee, which 40 to 50,000 pesos. That's acceptance fee. So I'm like, why? And another thing is you need to wait for a year or two before that recognition be issued, or we're not even sure if it will be approved, because if the lawyer that you hired is not specialized in annulment or those cases, and they don't know where to go. For example, in this municipality or in this region, the final judgment is from Solicitor General in the Philippines, the SG, and then even before filing the case, if the SG is straight anti-divorce, no matter how much you pay, you'll get denied. That's the case. So that's what I'm afraid too, So there, we planned we thought about other way to get married.
Yeah, try to get other avenues. So the Philippines, the lawyer thing was definitely not going to happen. And I also said you have to get some other documents from Japan. So back to Japan we went.
I have my documents in Japan. I thought that since I was a permanent in Japan, and then I have friends in Japan too, they're Filipinas, that also divorced in their Japanese spouses who get married in Japan with other Japanese. So that means Japanese government allowed the Filipinos to marry there. But the thing is, the PSA in the Philippines will not recognize it because we need to annul, or we need to take care of the first marriage first, even if we're already
either
divorced.
Go to the foreign divorce process or do the annulment.
So I went back to Japan and I asked my friend. My friend Maria, she gave me the number of this lawyer, a Japanese lawyer that can actually make the things happen for us to get married. I was about to see her because I already talked to her over the phone, but then you found this thing. Oh no, I talked to my friend, Ate Jessica, and Ate Jessica told me that, hey, why don't you do the online marriage? Because my friend did that in just a month. And
Yeah, online marriages was something I had heard about before, a few years ago actually, from one of my friends, and I kind of quickly wrote it off because it didn't seem like what we needed or what we wanted, or at the time. And then I kind of forgot about it. I really forgot about it actually.
let's give a shout out to Ate Jessica.
Yep. Yep.
Ate Jess, working at Chili's, Yokota Air Base.
Yep.
You're the best.
You are the
Yeah.
best.
He
Quite
knows-
literally.
Yeah, you
we
already.
actually met at her bar, and then that's
Oh
where
yeah.
we physically met.
Yeah.
She's the glue that keeps us together.
Yeah. You told me about that online marriage before,
Yep,
but
I
we
did. Whenever
I mentioned you about what Ate Jessica told
Yes.
me, and then you look into it, and
I did, so
here's your story.
once I pulled it up, yeah, see, that's that one.
Was it Montana? What's the name of that?
It's Montana. I'll go into it. Online.
marriage.
So I looked up online marriages. There's a couple different types of things you can do. The pandemic actually started to where you can do full online marriages via video teleconferencing. However, with that, both parties had to be in the same place, which she was in Japan, I was in the States. Wasn't going to happen. So that was kind of out of the picture. However, if you do want to do that, there are a few states right now. There's only 4 states that allow you to do fully online via video teleconferencing. That's Illinois, New Jersey, New York, Utah, and Hawaii. But then again, you have to be in the same country. What we did was actually a proxy marriage. It was a double proxy marriage. And proxy marriages, what that means is somebody else, a stranger, that you give power of attorney to stand in your place for the ceremony. Now, this is in U.S. law. There's only a few states that allow it, and then even then, it's restricted to military personnel or Texas prisoners. So right now, there's
It
only
is-
4 states that allow it.
I'm sorry. It is one of privileges of the American military.
Oh yeah, yeah. The main thing
One of so many privileges.
it is one of many privileges. Yeah, and it's due to usually us being deployed or in another country, so we don't really get a choice sometimes where we are in our life or in our jobs. Right now, currently in 2021, there's only 4 states that do proxy marriages, whether single proxy or double proxy. That's Montana, California, Colorado, and Texas. Texas actually has one little one extra piece. It's for military as well as prisoners. Go figure.
Prisoners?
Yeah, if you're in prison, you can get married in Texas. If you didn't know that, now you know. We went through Montana, so what I ended up looking up once I started typing in online marriage and I found proxy marriage, I was like, what is this? So I typed in the proxy marriage and popped up with, it was actually proxymarriage.com. A Big Sky event is there.
Oh, there you go. Big Sky event.
Yeah, Big Sky event
That's
is
the
what their
name.
little punchline is per se. It's on their website, and then whenever they email you, actually, if you jump on there, the website can look kind of skeptical. It looks okay, but at the same time, it's like, is this legit or not? I couldn't tell. I was somewhat hesitant because it's like $600.
Yeah, but we're
up
kind
front
of
that you have to pay.
desperate.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, we didn't have.
Much option.
There was no options. Like, this was the only option at the time. It was either spend $1,000 in a one-way plane ticket or a two-way plane ticket, or try this. So I looked it up. I ordered the marriage kit. So there's a hyperlink on there. Get the marriage kit. They email you a packet of papers for you to start filling out. And so once I got the initial response from one of the workers there, it seemed a little bit more legit. These were actual forms for the state of Montana. Showed some of their laws and their fees and how the process actually works, and I was hooked at that point. It's a small fee, of, I think it's right now $600, and I think that's on sale.
That's not small.
Well, it's not. It's smaller than a $1,000 plane ticket.
And it's smaller than spending 250,000.
Oh, it's definitely smaller than a $2,500.
And quicker than 1 year, 1 to 2 years.
Yep.
Wait.
Yep.
For the annulment.
Yep.
Yes, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, the annulment process was not an option at this point. Annulment or foreign divorce over there in the Philippines. So when I was looking through the paperwork,
did you
nothing.
cry when you found out it was real?
I did. It says right there. So I did the paperwork, submitted all the forms. At no place did it say we need an official affidavit saying that you're single and can be married. Nope. It says, are you over the age of 18? And if you're divorced, show me your divorce decree.
Yeah.
So part of it was your divorce
My
paper,
divorce paper.
and it was my divorce paper as well. So once I got all those documents, submitted them.
You sent me a paper that I have to go to the lawyer to
Have you notarized?
notarize.
Yep.
Yeah.
There are some notarized papers. It was convenient
You
for
emailed
you
it to
to
me.
for her to be able to access the base there, because then it was a U.S. lawyer able to notarize.
No, I didn't get it on base. I got it in Shinjuku, American lawyer though.
Okay, disregard. You got an American lawyer to do it down in Shinjuku.
Yeah.
But anyways,
Okay.
the paperwork really wasn't that hard. I think the immigration paperwork is 10 times harder than this one was. You provide your birth certificate, divorce decree, basically to show I am who I am. I'm of legal age and I am divorced. So we can marry. We did all the paperwork, submitted it, and then like 2 weeks later, I was actually deployed to Kuwait. I was in Kuwait during the time of the processing. She was still in Japan. I got an email, congratulations. You are
Yeah.
now officially Mr. and Mrs. Williams. And it was awesome. And you get to choose whether or not you're going to take, I didn't want to change the name process because that is extra legal time. And I was trying to jump right into immigration paperwork. So I didn't want to have to wait for a name change just to do immigration paperwork because that one takes a while.
Okay. So for those friends, Filipinas out there, some are in Saudi Arabia, some are in France, Paris
Paris
Hilton.
Hilton.
Okay,
France.
Paris, France. All right. Some there in France. I'll just say France.
In France.
France, Hong Kong, Singapore, Japan, and some are in the Philippines. But I doubt it though. Those friends in the Philippines, I don't know if you guys can do it. Oh, probably they can because it's an online.
If it's proxy, if the
As long-
person you are trying to be with is American military,
American.
this will work for
What
you.
about if not military?
If not military, your options are greatly restricted.
Yeah, but I heard there are online marriage too.
Yep, I'm sure there are. There are many options. Don't give up. And whatever country you're in has different laws. So I mean, maybe in Saudi Arabia or Hong Kong or
So-
France, it's not a requirement to have that affidavit to say that you're single. You might just have to present a divorce decree,
Divorce,
much like
like us.
like in the States.
Yeah. So those are the questions that you guys were asking. How did we get married? And we will put the link in the description for that Big Sky event
Yep.
where we get married.
Yep, the Big Sky event.
But
So they were awesome. Great customer service, by the way. If you are watching this and you do have that divorce, might be an option for you.
Yeah.
But don't give up. Do your research. If you like our content, if you like what we're doing here, please like, subscribe, thumbs up.
Comment and hit the bell for notifications so that every time we will make videos, you guys will be notified.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it, I guess.
Yeah. We're going to try to keep on bringing you some more good content about these things, our life stories,
Yeah.
informational. We'll try to be educational and fun. I'm not that fun though. You look good.
Because I have to go to work for this.
I don't.
Why do you do
My
that?
work was terrible.
Huh?
Look at that. It's cool. It's a Death Star.
No, it looks like penis.
looks like the head.
Yeah.
It's a mushroom. You are
Yeah.
so bad.
Yeah, it looks like male organ. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Thanks
it.
everybody.